Good morning. This is Life's Dream, number 47. Claude Monet said, "My most beautiful masterpiece was my garden." This morning, I wanted to show you another secret garden that connects with ours. It immediately calms, quiets, and soothes, and takes you into a world of its own. This morning, I thought we all needed that. We needed to take a deep collective breath. I will just let you take it in. Let's go to where the sidewalk ends with our old friend Shel Silverstein. Old man Simon planted a diamond, grew hisself a garden the likes of none. Sprouts all growing, coming up glowing, fruit of jewels all shining in the sun. Colors of the rainbow. See the sun and the rain grow sapphires and rubies on ivory vines. Grapes of jade just ripening in the shade. Just ready for the squeezing into jade, green jade wine.
You can spend your money, stay out all night. Oh, baby, that's alright. I don't care what you do. No, I don't care what you're doing as long as you're doing it with me. That's right. And go to Jamaica, just lay in the sand. Have a ball. I'll understand. I don't care what you're doing. No, I don't care what you're doing as long as you're doing it with me. That's right. You could do what you want, just carry on. You could do what you want, just carry on. You could do what you want, just carry on. I won't mind, cause I'm coming along. I don't care what you're doing. No, I don't care what you're doing as long as you're doing it with me. That's right.
All right, all right, all right.
Good night, everyone.
All right. So this is going to be a lot of fun.
Is it story time?
Oh my goodness, it is story
Not
time.
quite.
Oh, yes.
It's bedtime story time.
For some of us. Yeah, you're going to have to put some ice in that cup of coffee today.
I'll just tell you, we started putting the album together. I'm getting these tracks in, so I've been busy.
He has.
No, I haven't been busy. I've just been doing a lot of stuff.
Yes, he has.
Isn't it not good to say you're busy?
But he's been having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
How's that?
That's what it is. Okay.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
And thanks for all the contributions to the project.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Yes. So Corky was telling me the other day that it's, I was telling him, oh my God, it's so muggy. He said, no, it's not muggy. What did you tell me?
It's tropical.
It's tropical.
We talked about that the last time.
So it's still tropical.
Yeah, it's still tropical, guys. Very tropical.
All right. So Corky, you're going to
Summertime. Oh, you want me to take this?
You're gonna take over.
Okay, I'm the camera person now.
camera person now.
I can't tell you guys how fun this is and interesting. It's a different, we're in a different psychology. It's like for performers who play live, there's just something about this that is quite astounding. It's like when we're live, the idea is
Very intimate.
get when it's live, we get rid of that wall.
And I think some of our closest friends that we've known for 40 years, probably Corky for 50, 60 years, they know some stories, some aspects, but you are hearing all of it. And I don't think we have a single friend that knows all of it.
We're digging through the barrel,
You are even more connected in this way. So I just wanted to.
And on one hand, it seems like we're talking to no one because we're just looking in a camera. But on the other hand, this is deep stuff. It's like you're. It's like you're in there. I'm in there. It's like, yeah. I'll try and explain it at the next stream. But here we go.
What I just read to you in the garden was an excerpt from "Where the Sidewalk Ends" by Shel Silverstein. And that won a Grammy Award, actually, for Best Children's Recording. Shel's books have been translated into more than 30 languages and have sold, up to this count, more than 20 million copies. He was the recipient of 2 Grammy Awards, as well as a Golden Globe Award and Academy Award nominations. He was born into a Jewish family. Silverstein grew up in the Logan Square neighborhood, where some of you live, in Chicago.
And let me get my.
He attended Roosevelt High School and later the University of Illinois, from which he was expelled. He then enrolled into the Chicago Academy of Fine Arts, which of course is at the Chicago Art Museum. His cartoons from his time in the military, he served in Korea, became a mass market paperback. Readers across America were first introduced to Silverstein in 1956 when Take 10 was reprinted by Ballantine Books as Grab Your Socks. The edition included a foreword by Bill Malden, no less. In 1957, Silverstein became one of the leading cartoonists in Playboy, which sent him around the world to create an illustrated travel journal with reports from far-flung locales. During the 50s and 60s, he produced 23 installments called Shel Silverstein Visits. As a feature for Playboy, he documented his own experiences at such locations as New Jersey Naturalist Community, the Chicago White Sox training camp, San Francisco's Haight-Ashbury district, Fire Island, Mexico, London, Paris, Spain, and Africa. In a Swiss village, he drew himself complaining, "I'll give them 15 more minutes. If I don't hear somebody yodeling, I'm going back to the hotel." On cartoons, Shel said, "There's a lot of hope, even in a hopeless situation." They analyze it and question it. Had he been surprised by the astronomical record of The Giving Tree, his biggest seller to date, and one of the most successful children's books in history? Another emphatic no. What I do is good, he said. I wouldn't let it out if I didn't think it was. The phrase Renaissance man tends to get overused these days, but apply it to Shel Silverstein and it practically begins to seem very inadequate. Not only has he produced with seeming ease country music hits and popular songs, but he's been equally successful at turning his hand to poetry, short stories, plays, and children's books. Moreover, his whimsical hip fables, beloved by readers of all ages, have made him a stalwart of bestseller lists. A Light in the Attic, most remarkably, showed the kind of staying power on the New York Times chart, 2 years to be precise, that most of the biggest names, John Grisham, Stephen King, and Michael Crichton, have never equaled with their blockbusters. So I just want to say Corky and I are very blessed and completely fortunate to have come across these wonderful gems, these wonderful jewels of people, and to have become good friends with them. And so I'm going to turn it back over to Corky, and he's going to tell you a wonderful story about Shel in the early days.
Oh, well, it's also really fortunate of us to be in contact with the thousands of beautiful people like you. That's why we're cousins.
This is true.
And people like Shel Silverstein, they come through our life to remind us, if we didn't already know, how sacred human life is and how each one of us are a jewel. Okay, so I met Shel in 1966. We were performing, Siegel Schwal was performing in Aspen, Colorado. And Shel came to our hotel. This isn't as much of a story as it is a happening. I mean, just the fact that this happened, that he came to our hotel. My ex-wife, Sandra, who actually the garden you just saw was her garden. And you know the story about her moving next door 30 years ago without realizing she was next door to me. Anyway, he came to our hotel room. He sat down. He pulled out a guitar. He started telling stories and singing songs for hours without stopping. He read all his stories, his books that he had at the time, and all the songs he had written, just sitting right there in front of us. Unbelievable.
Can't make this stuff up.
Can't make this stuff up. I don't
Or
know.
as Charlie Musselwhite says, I ain't lying.
I ain't lying. You can't make this stuff up. That's Charlie. And he and Shel, it was like this explosion just came into our room and it was just unbelievable. I know a lot of you out there knew Shel personally because he was a Chicago guy and he was very, very friendly. Someone told me a story where they met Shel on a park bench because he used to sit at a park bench at Oak Street Beach, actually. He'd always be there and he'd ride his bike and take walks and everything. Anyway, do we have the other? You want to tell the other story?
No, you weren't finished with your story.
Oh, what's the end of it?
Well, then he invited you to the...
Oh, okay. So another time when we were in Chicago, this was the Quiet Night days. It was probably 1972, something like that. And he used to come to the Quiet Night to see Siegel Schwal. And one night, the timing was just right. He was hanging out a long time. Who is that comedian that, I can't think of his name, that was there? He used to come too when he was in town. But anyway, they were hanging out, and I said, Shel, you know, I'm heading out now. Would you like a ride home? He says, no, man. I'm going to walk. I feel like walking. I said, really? It's okay, Shel. No, he said, no, I need to take a walk. I went, okay. So I left, and then I had to come back for something. And when I came back, I saw Shel just right around the corner, getting in the Playboy limousine, hiding around the corner.
Oh, man.
Anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
So, Corky, you're going to take over, and I'm going to tell my story.
My arm was getting tired on that. I'm going to try and find a place for my arm. Because the idea is you don't want to shoot up someone's nose. We learned that.
Okay.
And I was a little low there, and I was trying to get it up, but my arm, yeah, thank you. We're going to stack some pillows up here.
So,
Okay.
My story is, I think you all can look it up on a previous stream, but I told a story about how I did a book illustrated a book for George Carlin. He would send me scripts, and I would send him back a visual illustration of the scripts that he sent, and it became a book. Well, before we did the book, his manager, Jerry Hamza, said, I want to send you to meet my father. My father is a country music producer, manager, and he managed the original, the old Hank Williams Sr. and Loretta Lynn and Patsy Cline and every major historic country act. He was manager, producer. And the reason he wanted me to send me to Nashville to a concert of Loretta's was that he said, you won't believe the merchandising that goes on in country music, and I just want you to get a style and a feel and a flavor, because this book that I was doing was going to be sold at George's concerts. And so he sent me down there to meet his dad, who was from, seemed like a character right out of Goodfellas. was very intimidating, I felt, but very nice, but it's a little scary. But at any rate,
I just want to reiterate, this guy managed the original Hank Williams,
yes, he did.
Honky Tonk.
He was with him the night that he died, all of that. Anyway, so Loretta was lovely, so warm and friendly, like you had known her all of her life. And so Shel, of course, had written many hits for her, many hits for many country stars, also who sang a Boy Named Sue?
Oh, that was a Dr. Hook and the Medicine show?
No, it was.
It wasn't. Is a country singer?
Johnny Cash.
Johnny
Sorry.
Cash.
The name just escaped me for a second.
Yeah, Boy Named Sue.
At
yeah.
any rate, many hits for Johnny Cash.
And I just interject about Johnny Cash. I met Johnny Cash in Denver. The promoter for the Siegel Schwal record introduced us, and Johnny Cash said, "I like your work,"
which is pretty awesome. Yeah. But so back to Nashville and Loretta Lynn, and so of course she did Shel's hits that he wrote for her, and directly after I went to visit Jerry's dad, Mr. Hamza, and Loretta. We were going to leave shortly thereafter for Key West, and Shel Silverstein has a home in Key West. So of course we met up with Shel for breakfast or lunch or dinner, and I just thought I would pull his leg a little bit, and I said, "Oh, so Shel, I just came from Nashville, and I met Loretta Lynn, and of course she did." One of you, she did a few of your songs. It was so great. And he goes, yeah, I wrote a song, and so he wrote I think Loretta Lynn has something like 13 children, and he wrote a funny song for her about the pill. I mean, his
About the pill, just in
his
case.
songs were always hilarious. Anyway, so I said, Shel, I don't know. She did this song, and of course, being a woman, she had to change the gender, and a girl named Sue, I don't know, Shel just didn't have that, that punch that when Johnny Cash sang it. He went, "What? That whore, that bitch, she didn't. Oh my God." I said, no, Shel, I'm just pulling your leg a little. I'm just teasing you a little bit. "Oh, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you in your sleep. I'm going to get you." So whenever I would see him across the street, he would shout out, "I'm going to get you." He'd laugh, so that sort of became kind of a thing. So Shel was a wonderful spirit.
So how could he have possibly fell for that? I don't know. That's that Loretta Lynn saying a girl named Sue. And he believed it, even for a split second.
Well, it seems so innocent, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do, Cork's going to do one more.
Yeah, perfect timing.
And then hopefully we'll see you in our Zooms.
Dreams.
What is it called, Corky? You had a cute name for it.
Oh, the Zoom. It's the Zoom is called. Well, we came up with a name at the last minute.
Shells on the beach.
Shells on the beach. Shells on the beach. That's where we met him. I was writing songs with Shel. Well, I was trying to write a song with Shel on the beach. Ali said it was a really great song about fishing, but we didn't have anything to write it down.
Right, so it's
So it just
lost
disappeared. But okay. So yeah. Oh, the Zoom.
yeah,
I don't know what the name of the Zoom is.
Well, do you want to tell them how to meet us on the Zoom?
Okay, I've done this before.
Yes, that's true.
You could Zoom and you go to corkymusic.com/stream. corkymusic.com/stream. And I have to warn everybody because I'm in the middle of this crowdfunding. And thank you all so much because everyone has been contributing. It's unbelievable. We're going to pull this off. And it's just on my website. I'm not using Kickstarter or anything. I wanted to keep it personal. So if you go to corkymusic.com, as I said many times before, you will be trapped. You'll be a prisoner because it takes you not to my landing
Of his
page.
participation page.
Yeah, it takes you right to the participation page, and once you get there, you may never
But
get out.
how do you get to the Zoom?
Yeah, okay, so Zoom is corkymusic.com/stream.
All right, we'll see you.
Okay.
We'll see you after this song there.
And all these things go on YouTube.
And you can,
Eventually, sometimes it takes a day.
correct.
But you go to the same place, corkymusic.com/Zoom, and we are...
All right.
Okay, so you can join us for Zoom. Well, it's too early in the morning. Yes, it is.
More coffee. More coffee. More coffee.
More coffee. Well, it's too early in the morning to be on the ball. Yes, it's too early in the morning to be on the ball. I just keep spilling my coffee and staring at the wall. Even if I wanted breakfast and was able to move my legs, I'd just be squeezed by my orange juice, poached and scrambled by my eggs. I'd just be squeezed by my orange juice, poached and scrambled by my eggs. Cause it's too early in the morning. It's too early in the morning. ready for work, but I'm not even born. And if I hide under the covers, maybe she'll go away. No, she's leaning on my buzzer just like she does every day. 'Cause it's too early in the morning. It's too early in the morning. It's too early in the morning. Irene. Oh, well, the best things in life are cheap, cheap, cheap. Well, I'm making all this money, but I'm losing all this sleep. I wish my job was testing mattresses in the dark. Instead of hunting litter with my javelin in the park. Instead of hunting litter with my javelin in the park. 'Cause it's too early in the morning. It's too early in the morning. It's too early in the morning. Well, I'll be squeezed by my orange juice, poached and scrambled by my egg. I'll be flipped by my flapjacks on my back and in my marmalade. Well, it's so safe here with my pillow, you'll have to drag me screaming. Well, good night, Irene, go away, can't you see I'm sleeping? Well, good night, Irene, go away, can't you see I'm dreaming? 'Cause it's too early in the morning. It's too early in the morning. All the best things in life are cheap, cheap, cheap. Well, I'm making all this money, but I'm losing all this sleep. I wish my job was testing mattresses in the dark, instead of hunting litter with my javelin in the park. Instead of hunting litter with my javelin in the park. 'Cause it's too early in the morning. Early in the morning. It's early in the morning. Irene. Well, I'll be squeezed by my orange juice, poached and scrambled by my egg. I'll be flipped by my flapjacks and I'm on my back and in my marmalade. It's so safer with my pillow, you'll have to drag me screaming. Well, good night, Irene, go away, can't you see I'm sleeping? It's too early in the morning. Irene. Bye-bye, everyone.